We're breaking down my exact day one Madden Ultimate Team plan in this video. Which pre-order cards to choose, which team captain I am selecting, what's my day one market strategy, and finally, what am I doing with Aiden Hutchinson? First up, when is Madden 24 releasing? That would be Monday, August 14th at 8 p.m. East Coast time or 5 p.m. West Coast time. There doesn't seem to be a New Zealand workaround this year, but rather a worldwide or global release. So by the time you're watching this video, it'll probably be less than 24 hours to launch. And now for some other frequently asked questions. Rookie premieres should be on our accounts right when we log in. Hopefully they reveal the stats on that Good Morning Madden stream tomorrow. That is going to be at 6 p.m. East Coast time or 3 p.m. West Coast time, 2 hours before launch. We also should be receiving our 4,600 MUT points from the pre-order bonus right when you log in, just like last year, but more on that and what to do with those points later on in this video. Let's start off though with our pre-order choices. For the AKA cards, I'm going with Justin Jefferson over Sauce Gardner simply because he is almost an identical match to his core elite card, which is an 86 overall. Same speed, just a little bit worse on the route running aspect. Sauce Gardner is also a man-to-man archetype and I play zone, but really you can't go wrong with either AKA choice. For my Hall of Fame pack, I'll be choosing DeMarcus Ware simply because of his speed at outside linebacker. Now I do have all 32 RPs completed, so I don't need a left tackle, but if you don't have any rookie premier offensive linemen, Joe Thomas would have been my decision. And as for team captains, these have been revealed to be Frank Gore, Kevin Mawai, Rondé Barber, and Eric Berry. These cards start at 80 overall and will go up to 85 overall at launch. To me, all four are really solid, but Eric Berry stands out to me the most, being a Chiefs fan, but someone who also uses multiple safeties in their defensive scheme. He can play up top at free safety or strong safety, in the box as a user, or even as a slot corner. So yep, Eric Berry is my team captain choice. Now let's get into my launch strategy that I'm taking going into Madden 24. First thing I will be doing is taking some of those 4,600 MUT points and opening up some weekly fantasy elite packs. The special level offers seem to be the exact same as last year, and if that was the case, we are going to be spending our points on the level 3 or 5 platinum pack, and then there's a level 35 or 40 jumbo platinum pack, and then eventually ×2 weekly fantasy elite packs. Of course, we're going to be level 1 when we log in, so we won't have those platinum offers available to us. So that's where we go back and we're going to be opening 1 or 2 of the weekly elite fantasy packs. I'm not going to want to go overboard and buy 3 or 4 just in case I use too many points and won't have enough for those platinum offers. And then what I do with the contents of those weekly elite packs depend on what I pull, but most likely I'll just be quick selling that platinum player that I pull. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. Next on the agenda, and we're kind of forced to do this, everyone is going to be forced to do this, and it's going to be solo challenges. I will be pretty much spending the first hour or two playing through all the solos available while also trying to complete some field pass objectives simultaneously. This should give us some coins, some packs, and some small BND players as we level up. After solos, there really isn't a direct path I'm going to take, so I'm just going to talk about my opening day or opening night, day 1, day 2 market strategy. And it is going to be buy. Day 1 of MUT is consistently the cheapest market on high-end cards for the first week of the game. This demonstration is going to simply show how the market is going to react after launch. It's going to be a solid climb as more and more people get coins. It's one of the most basic concepts and economic concepts we talked about all last year. When coins are supplied to players via maker rights, rewards, whatever, cards go up in price. But since we're at the start, nobody has coins, leaving cards to be the lowest for the first few days the minute the game is live, and then they start to rise as time goes on and people get more coins. Here are a few examples of some core elites that rose in price after day 1 last year. We've got Aaron Rodgers core elite, who ended up being the best quarterback in the game, Jalen Ramsey core elite, one of the highest cornerbacks to start last year, Trent Williams, one of the best tackles in the game last year, L'Jarius Sneed headliners champion, and then Kevin Byard, free safety core elite. And feel free to go on MUTGG right now and check on a bunch of different core elites and how they reacted on the market at the beginning of last year. There were, however, some core elites that went down in price, but there were very few. Core elite Josh Allen definitely dropped, but that was because people realized Aaron Rodgers was the superior quarterback after the first day or two. And Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald, defensive ends aren't really a necessity for people to buy for their team and spend coins on. So it is important that you are choosing cards that are desirable to everyone at important positions. I would mostly target cards 85 rated and higher simply because they are an overall above rookie premieres, thus people will see them as a upgrade. It does come down to getting a good price for most of these cards, but here are some players I am targeting as of right now. Tariq Woolen core elite 85, he's got crazy good stats at 6'4", Cornerback is really a vital position on the field that requires at least a minimum of 3 per team, meaning if another cornerback comes out, like for example the leaked legend Richard Sherman, Tariq Woolen wouldn't be as affected because he'll still be cornerback 2 or cornerback 3 in the whole entire meta. And I know Jalen Ramsey and AJ Terrell are some field pass rewards, but we shouldn't be able to get them for a few weeks. O-linemen also are surprisingly good investments, and people hate spending coins on them day one, which makes them really cheap. I, however, wouldn't target running backs simply because we get an 83 overall running back at level 5, I believe, of the field pass, and they are also a position where only one is mainly on the field. Defensive backs and wide receivers are typically pretty safe as long as you go for top-end guys. Now, identifying which cards are meta is important for which players are actually going to rise in price, so be sure to have streams up and see which players the pro players are rocking. And to round things off, let's talk about quarterbacks because it's a tricky situation, because everybody that gets the game on Monday will be getting a free 86 overall quarterly Josh Allen, which means I expect quarterbacks to be super cheap, except for maybe Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. But now this opens up the possibility of snagging some quarterbacks on Monday and Tuesday when they don't have much demand, and then skyrocketing on Thursday when the general release goes live with a bunch of QB needy players. So market game plan day 1 and day 2, it's going to be a race to get coins, and then a race to buy high-end players that fit my team, but also are going to rise in price due to their high demand. And I guess I'll mention this, there have been some leaked legends floating around Twitter that might be in the game day 1, and if they are in the game day 1, I think the legends are Richard Sherman, Devin Hester, Fred Taylor, Ed Reed, a few others. If those cards are in the game day 1, those will be priority number 1. I would save up and try to get as many legends as you can because they will be rising a ton throughout the week and going into the weekend for ladders. Now on to getting coins, because we didn't really talk about that, but there's not that much to talk about. I'm mainly just going to be grinding head-to-head seasons with my rookie premier team, but I'm also going to be trying to flip high-end core elite cards. Last year, I made the mistake of grinding out team builder sets and flipping low core elites, and the profit I was making was fine, but it was not worth the time spent. This year, I wanted to be hyper efficient in the sense of playing head-to-head seasons while also having 1 to 2 players in the auction house at all times that I'm trying to flip for a profit. I don't want to get in a situation where I was in last year where I was buying 20 to 15 cards in a 30-minute span, but was only making 10k. But that about wraps it up for my market and coin making plan for day 1. Not too complicated. Again, we're still going into the unknown. Last thing though I want to go over is Aiden Hutchinson, which is the only sellable rookie premier. He's going to be 87 overall. And I'm looking to sell relatively early. Yes, I know his price will rise as the days go on, but I don't think he's going to rise enough to warrant keeping on my team. I expect him to be in around the mid 200s to high 200s price-wise day 1, and probably rise into the low to mid 300s by the weekend. But for me personally, I'd rather sell him either day 1 or day 2, take those coins and instantly buy another high-end meta asset that fits my team a little bit better than a defensive end. Maybe that be Tariq Woolen, Kenny Pickett the headliners card, or a legend if those are out. I actually did the same exact thing last year with my rookie premiers. I sold them day 1, actually a few hours into the game, for 100k, and yes, they did rise to 125k and eventually 150k later on in the week. But with those coins, I bought Kevin Byard day 1 for 125k, who eventually went up to 200k just a few days later. I'm essentially just swapping out Aiden Hutchinson for a different player at a different but more important position in my team. But that is finally going to be everything for my day 1 market plan. I will be live on Twitch about an hour before release, just chopping it up, getting ready for a launch. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop in and ask them. But that's going to do it all for this video. Comment again if you have any questions, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.